Hi, I'm Gemma Saranen and I live in the outback of New South Wales. The caravan was in really bad shape when I got it and I gutted it. I've created my own art space in here where I get most of the daylight. So this is one of my ink studies of the human face in different ethnicities. And you can see I've done different styles. I've used lines in motion to convey movement. This one I did simple, almost like chicken scratch. And this one I used cross-hatching, but in one direction. I used different mediums to just play around with a bit. Fine liner for the more intricate details, and I also used Copic markers. Quite a few mediums. It's watercolour, pencil and gouache all laid on top of each other with I was creating different effects. So with the watercolour and pencil I wanted it to be almost a bit richer but less dilated, so it will be a good background kind of image. And with the foreground, with the bugs, I wanted them to be really pigmented and catch your eye a lot. So I decided to use gouache, which is a very colourful medium. Colour studies with different mediums. This one, I just one base colour and black and white as the shades and the highlights. I used acrylics for it, and it gives it a nice shine. On the back one is watercolour, and I was dabbling in a lot of colours and colour theory. The more foreground one is a sculpture of an eye. Yeah, I should have said these are all sculptures that I either transferred into colour or just used the shades in it. And this one I put colour into it and used gouache. I also preferably like to use sculptures, like Greek sculptures or sculptures as references. I just like the shades you can get from it. It's Copic markers, which I used from light to dark, dark to light, sorry, with blues and reds to make the skin pop a bit more. Is watercolour. Well, you use watercolour differently from lights to darks. And this one's gouache, and it's just a lot more colourful character design. And in this you can see a lot of my concepts, like my processes more. So these I have all thumbnails and just really quick. I didn't want to do any not much thought into it. Well, a lot of thought, but not worry about proportions as much. These two are the more finalised designs. And what I wanted to do is put a bit of a owl kind of theme in them. And I've done a more finalised one that has more of those aspects in it. So this one, I wanted it to be a bit more, the eyes a bit more owlish and the nose thinner to also convey the beak. And the outfit is a snowy owl, and I wanted to be a bit more puffier almost. And the little patterns on it are the black feathers that you can see on a snowy owl. And I kind of based it off of Inuit clothes and Inuit mythology. And these two are a bit more finalised one. And I just wanted to convey a more dog-like theme to it. I've based it off of more Aboriginal storytelling and culture. This is my art major that I'm doing. Well, this is all the concepts that I'm doing. And this was the very first idea that I had. It's a Tasmanian tiger. My idea is on human impact on animals, and I wanted to do extinction because I quite enjoy painting animals. This is the other panel that I'm doing on the passenger pigeon, which has a similar story to the Tasmanian tiger. The last one passed in captivity. Well, I'm doing watercolour, so this is all my practices and my studies on watercolour on the Tasmanian tiger, and I'm just, because in a lot of photos you can't really see the eyes on it because they're all taxidermied, so I decided to go on a tiger because Tasmanian tigers and the tigers, and a Tasmanian devil because they're one of the closest living species to Tasmanian tigers. Concept arts for the background. I don't know if I'm going to do them, but I'm thinking of just doing like a textured floor to not draw away from the actual animal. This is my major work, what I've done, and this is the smaller one that I want to do like after human impact. This was my first idea, almost like a museum piece of the Tasmanian tiger, and this is the one that I've settled on. The reason I liked it more is it in the past, I guess, and it's like us looking back on it. You can't really see it at the moment, but I wanted to do like a human face, almost like a reflection. My idea is this is going to look like it's in a display case. And this is my D&T Year 12 major. I'm making an electric guitar out of black wood that's been milled from our property, the front where all the electronics are going. Yeah, I'm really interested in knife making and blacksmithing. I want to make knife handles and also carve them. I've done here. Just making them look a bit to my style. And some lino prints. My first digital artworks, like Bobby from Draw Sessions, and he is a concept artist and he helped me learn how to go through my process. I also like Tails Jekyll, who turns realism into like a style. I like Studio Ghibli's art style and the way they tell stories. And I especially love the acoustic guitar and the banjo. Collect spoons to later turn into jewellery. I've already tried reusing aluminium by pouring. I have a hobby in history. I love learning about how cultures are formed, preserving foods. I actually won Best in Show for this one. Also, I like to attend community events involve art and music, where I helped Lorna Crane set up an art exhibition, a Principal Award for Outstanding and Excellence in Visual Arts twice, Excellence in History and English, and 2 certificates of dedication to learning for consistent application of study and kindness to others. I'm also getting consistent A's in art assignments. At Bermagui, bioluminescence, it was sculpture on the beach, and at that I did a light presentation at night. Recently I went to the Off-Grid Living Festival and was inspired by the natural mediums they used. For work, I've started my own business where I made bath bombs. I also worked at the Panbila Collective with art shop, did a lot of farm work. I've done work experience with the famous Lorna Crane and Jen Mallinson, who's a fantastic metal worker. I rode a 100k bike ride and learned how to surf. At ANU, I'd really love to do. I'm interested in stop motion, so I'd be interested in like making puppets and making them look natural. I also want to do paintings, colours, like a really big canvas of all different Australian birds. Canvas, I'm interested in making the canvas myself. With metalwork, I want to make knives and learn how to make handles also. I'm interested in rings, ring pouring and using silver for silver plates to shape the metal and cut it out. I'm really just interested in making, learning new mediums and techniques. I'm also interested